Welcome guys to another reading. This is going to be for the full moon in Gemini, and this is going to be a little bit of a shorter reading. That's why I have 4 piles for each, or 4 groups. So if you guys want to watch more than one, that's fine. If not, that's okay too. So let's go into your reading. We've got group 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. Take your choice or make your pick and use the timestamps in the description box or the chapter notes below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we will see you there. All right, hi group number 1. Welcome to your full moon in Gemini reading. Let's see what card you chose. Whoops, you have the Hold Your Vision Fixed Moon card. Okay. And I want to go into this deck. I'm just going to intuitively pull cards from whatever decks kind of call to me. We have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. I'm going to use the Astrology deck, the Heavenly Bodies deck. I see this one and this one. Okay. Conjunction, a union, merging, and coming together. And Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. Okay. We're going to get more, but I just kind of want to like see what I'm getting from you, group number 1. It feels like this full moon in Gemini is allowing you to bring some parts together so that you can make a decision. Gemini is a little bit of an indecisive energy by nature. Geminis can be a little bit sort of pulled in all directions. And I know, because I can speak from experience. I'm a Gemini rising. So it's like, it's kind of hard to hold the vision, having that Gemini so prominent in the chart and energetically influencing us through the full moon. Because we kind of just have this nature of like wanting to explore all these different things, and everything seems exciting and everything feels distracting. So it's hard, and it becomes, you know, something that it's really hard for us to move forward on because there's indecision. We feel like we're being pulled in all different directions. There's a lot of this desire to explore and expand and to be free. And sometimes that can be productive and sometimes that can be limiting because it kind of, you know, it stops us from being consistent with something or choosing a direction and being definitive about it. So I feel like that's kind of something that we're seeing here in your reading, group number 1. Let's get, more information. We have the Knight of Wands. We also have the 9 of Wands. So yeah, it's kind of like choosing to keep going, keep holding your vision, even though there may be a moment of doubt, or you might have been through some kind of like trials and tribulations, and you might be a little worse for the wear because of, you know, the previous effort that you've put into this, or this thing, whatever it is. It's something you're passionate about though, with the Knight of Wands. But the Knight of Wands is even though it's a fire sign energy, it does have a lot of qualities related to Gemini, let me just say, because the Knight of Wands is somebody who like rides in really passionate and then gets distracted and rides out, or they don't follow through, or they're just kind of not wishy-washy, but just a little bit easily distractible. They're very impulsive. And so it's like following the impulse can lead in all of these different directions, and that can be really great, or that can be destructive because it can create a lot of indecision, confusion, like I said, and an inability to hold that vision and to pursue that goal. But when consciously directed, when merged together, then the Knight of Wands becomes very productive and very quick moving, and it's able to really channel that energy in a way that produces good results. So there's a light side and a shadow side to every energy, and I think this Gemini full moon is going to be really kind of emphasizing that for you, group number 3. It's gonna bring to your attention sort of like the positive, optimistic, freedom-loving side of you, and also the side of you that really has been through a lot and it's been difficult, or maybe you're feeling pulled in too many directions, or maybe there's too many pressures on you and it's creating some indecision and making it hard for you to follow your vision. So the more that you can come together with yourself or people who support you, I think the easier this Gemini full moon is going to be. You have the Queen of Cups. I feel like intuition is going to be important. It says in the indecision card, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. And here we have the Queen of Cups, which is the queen of receiving intuitive information. She's extremely receptive, emotionally clairvoyant, or no, not clairvoyant, emotionally tuned in and able to receive these hits of inspiration or intuition that help to make a decision and be decisive. And it's like that vision comes through more clearly, and then you're able to listen to it. Eight of Swords. But I feel like, again, that you're being challenged here in this new moon, or sorry, full moon, because there has been a tendency to kind of not see things clearly, or there's something that's been distracting you or limiting you, or you haven't, it's like logically it hasn't made sense, or logically you're feeling drawn in too many directions and you're confused and then feeling trapped because you can't make a decision. But the Queen of Cups is enhancing that intuitive capacity. The Knight of Wands, when channeled well, like I said, is going to help drive that energy forward and put it into action. And the Nine of Wands is going to help you to kind of hold that vision and keep going, even though there's been challenges, because the optimism of Sagittarius is here that's going to help you to overcome any of that pessimism or fear. Three of Pentacles. I feel like this could be working with other people, because the Union card and coming together in the conjunction energy is kind of, it was reminding me of that. And Gemini is a very social sign. It's a very social energy. So working with other people, communicating with other people, having like brainstorms together, or think tanks, or picking each other's brains can be really helpful around this Gemini full moon, because it's enhancing your capacity to see things more clearly and to get different perspectives. The goal of that is not to allow those to confuse you, but really just to enhance your intuition in its capacity to see all sides of the picture and then choose an appropriate direction. So yeah, I see working with people is going to be important for you around this full moon. Group number 1. Oops. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it is going to be an opportunity to work with someone, or have someone work with you, or have someone buy your work, or invest in your work, or appreciate your work. I think that's why you're being called to hold your vision, because if something has not been feeling like it's been moving forward, if you've been a little indecisive, this full moon is actually going to help you with that, interestingly enough. It's going to give you back a little bit of that optimism that got you started in the first place. And even though it's been hard, I think it's going to renew your hope. And in doing so, you're going to be able to kind of break free from these limiting beliefs or doubts or fears that you've been experiencing, that have been maybe even playing into or creating some of that indecision, lack of clarity, you know? And then as a result, you're able to move forward, and you're able to see some progress or some movement, or move towards a goal and create something and have people value that. That's really what I'm seeing. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Interesting. I feel like you are, yeah, intuitively choosing your path forward, because on this card we have the little stepping stones that the cat can jump to, and it's not necessarily the easiest path, but it's the one that I feel like the intuition is kind of guiding you on here at group number 1. And look, underneath that card we have the Six of Wands, which is about victory and success. So I feel like you're going to intuitively feel your way forward through this full moon energy, and you're going to get some clarity there, and it's going to lead you to success. So remain optimistic and allow your intuition to choose for you. Follow that intuitive hit that you get, and if it's calling you to work with people, or to present your work, or to pursue a particular passion, or to hold this vision, do so, because it is going to help you, and there are going to be people who are going to come in and help you as well. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's what I see for you in this full moon energy, group 1. Thank you for being here. If you feel called to another reading, because these ones were a bit shorter, feel free to check those out too. These are going to be very sort of like broadly applicable. There may be more messages in these readings. If not, then it was great to have you here. Thank you. I love you, appreciate you, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. Welcome to your full moon in Gemini reading. Okay, let's see what card you chose. We have Believe in the Impossible, blue moon. So yeah, this is kind of like a once in a blue moon opportunity. Something is coming in, something that I just actually was going to say that you've believed is possible, but they actually showed me energetically the opposite. Something that you have not believed to be possible is going to happen. Okay. I am fascinated to find out what that is. Let's get some information. Okay, we're going to start with the Heavenly Bodies deck, which is an astrology deck. It feels relevant because we're doing an astrology type reading here for the full moon. Capricorn, ambitious, realism, and methodical steps. Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like you've been very realistic about something. And you have this ambitious goal or this idea, but maybe you've believed on some level that it's not possible because it's too ambitious, or you don't have the methodical steps to be able to implement it. It's like almost being overly or hyper realistic in this case is not actually helpful because it's almost bridging into like pessimism, and that's counterintuitive. So there's something here about believing in the impossible because that will actually set this ambition into action, and you'll see that these steps that you take towards this goal are going to have it kind of happen or unfold for you. But I feel like there's something that's actually going to happen. Yeah, Mars, this is the planet of action. Move forward and defend yourself. It feels like you're going to be, yeah, you're going to be moving forward on something. You're going to see something happen that you were not expecting. It's like it's been going so slow that you really just kind of maybe gave up hope, or you kind of lost hope in this impossible dream. But for whatever reason, it's like some actions you've taken or that you're taking around this full moon are creating growth. They are like manifesting something. Okay, let's get some information. I do want to go into this deck, the Healing Waters deck. For group 2, what's happening here? Immerse yourself, training, learning new hobbies and passions. And I just heard really loud in my head, follow your passions. Follow your passions, group number 2. Spirit is really emphasizing that here. Move forward. Defend what you believe and like double down on that. Reaffirm it to yourself. It's not impossible. This ambition that you have is there for a reason. And although there are realistic things that are important here to be considered, I think that the more that you can take action and actually just keep doing and doing and doing, the more something is going to manifest. I feel this card. Metamorphosis, embrace transformation. Things are now different. This is what I'm saying, group number 2. Things are different now. It's not the way that it used to be. There's something about the energy that has just shifted, and you're going to see forward momentum where you didn't before. So something that you thought was impossible is going to happen more quickly than you think. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, more quickly than you think. Okay, let's grab these cards for you. What else is going on for group number 2? Resurrection. Wow, Osiris, god of the afterlife and fertility. So group number 2, this Gemini full moon, for whatever reason, is bringing a resurgence, a resurrection. It's like something, a dream that you had that you believed to be dead. It's like coming back to life. It was in pieces, and somehow you're stitching it back together, because that's Osiris. Like he was chopped into pieces by his jealous brother, and Isis, the goddess Isis, collected all the pieces and sewed him back together, put him back together. And the stitching here in the Mars card, again, it's like you're sewing something, you're fixing something, or something is being fixed. I don't even feel like this is something that you are necessarily doing around this full moon. I think it's either something you've done before, or it's something that's just happening. Because the energy is just, it's like, it's just time, you know, it's just time. They keep showing me the hourglass in this card. So it's like, there's something about timing. There's something about divine timing. And it's like the sands of time are moving again where they were stuck before. And this could be because there's something that you are immersing yourself in, something that you're learning or talking about or embracing that is very interesting. Because the other thing that came to mind when I saw that hourglass was the hourglass that Professor Slughorn has in Harry Potter, and it moves really slowly and kind of stops moving when the conversation is very stimulating. And so I'm seeing here that it's kind of the other way around, though. It's like, because the conversation is stimulating, because there's a belief that's being resurrected or renewed, because there's this immersion and this metamorphosis that are happening right now, that is happening right now, you are moving forward. The hourglass starts to move again. Yeah. Okay, I do want one more from this deck. For group 2, please, around this Gemini full moon, what's happening? I feel this one really strongly. Sopdet, goddess of the flood, inundation. Oh, you're going to be flooded. You're going to be inundated. Like, if you thought that something was failing, it's going to succeed, and it's going to happen really fast. And there's something about karma that's involved here, because on the bottom of the deck, we have this truth and justice scales. So it feels like there's something that was karmically, like, it just wasn't ready yet. You know, that divine timing was at play here, and you've immersed yourself even further into this. It could be a hobby or something that you're doing or been training or learning for a while, and you've been embracing this transformation, and maybe you thought maybe nothing was going to happen from it because you kept doing and nothing happened. But your ambition, like I said, it's been taking a lot of these methodical steps, but it's not for nothing. And it is important you maintain that belief in the impossible, or that the universe is just going to show you that your previous belief in the impossible is kind of like making this happen. You're going to be inundated. Like, there's going to be something that kind of comes into reality, and this ambition is realized in some way. It could be small or it could be big, but with inundation, I feel like it's going to be quite big, right? It's like all of a sudden something explodes, or something becomes very public, or you're getting recognition for something, or it's like, yeah, something's very interesting, very stimulating, keeps people's focus. It's really cool. Like, the energy I'm getting from this is really interesting, group number 2. Let's get some tarot cards as well. Clarify, please, for group 2. The world. The world. You're going to be inundated by the world. It's like something goes viral. Something moves forward. You may need to defend yourself. I'm getting this energy of, like, let's say, for example, you post something and you've been posting these things, trying to get, like, let's say, for example, a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or a TikTok off the ground. It does not have to be the case, group 2. I'm just using this as an example. It's like you've been putting in all this work and all this effort, and it's been very sort of mundane, and it's been like a slow go. Well, all of a sudden, the minute that you start to doubt that this is possible, and you're like, you know, maybe this ambition is not realistic. Maybe I need to reassess and go do something else. Maybe I need to get a new hobby or train or do something more practical. All of a sudden, something moves forward and the world takes notice, and this post, let's say, for example, goes viral, and you get all of this attention, and it really starts moving forward. And you may have to defend yourself, because as things take off, right, when things get attention, it's not always positive attention. It attracts both. So, you know, when one video goes viral or something like that, then you have a lot of people who agree with you. You can also have a lot of people who don't. And I think that's why Mars is there, being like, you know, just keep going, keep doing what you're doing, because this is the growth you've kind of been waiting for, that you've been looking for. We also have the 5 of Cups, though. This is interesting. So I feel like it's going to be a little bit overwhelming emotionally for you, because I did get that from inundation. It feels like emotional overwhelm. But it's a part of this transformation, and things are changing. They are different now. And it's kind of like, it honestly, group number 2, it kind of feels a bit like a bittersweet moment, where it's everything that you've really dreamed of, but it's also a little bit painful. Yeah, you have the 3 of Swords reverse. It's a little bit painful, and you're either kind of needing to deal with and grieve that pain and let it go to keep going and keep doing what you're doing, because this is what you've been working toward all this time, or you're kind of like letting go of the pain of the past where you were struggling and where it wasn't working. And this success is actually just kind of like spontaneously causing this relief of, I was going to say release of emotion, but yeah, relief I think is relevant too. It's relieving you, and it, I think there's actually like some grief in that, interestingly enough. Two of Coins. All things in balance is what I just heard in my head. Yeah, all things in balance. So this full moon in Gemini, I mean, Gemini is about the twins, right? So it's balance. So I feel like there's kind of like two sides to this coin, right? It's like half bear, half child, half bear. It's good and bad. The good comes with the bad comes with the good. So it's a success of some kind, but it's bittersweet. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm getting, but we have Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so I feel like it's going to be more sweet than bitter, okay? It's going to be more sweet than bitter, but there may be some things that are overwhelming. There may be some parts of it that are painful. There may be some grief or some stuff that comes up that is part of this transformation, and there's going to be a learning curve to that as well, but ultimately you're going to see some kind of impossible thing happening for you, okay? So I would say, you know, keep doing what you're doing around this full moon. It's going to be successful. It's going to defy the odds is what I just heard. And they showed me these two people dancing on the gourds. You know, it's like defying gravity, defying the laws of physics. It seems like it's impossible, but it's happening. So yeah, let it happen. Go through this metamorphosis and emerge as the new version of you, group number 2. Super, super powerful. Wow. Resurrection. My God. Yeah, definitely. All right, group 2, that's what I see for you. A little bit of a short reading today. If you were interested in finding out more, check out one of the other readings in this Gemini moon reading. If you feel called to another group, that's totally fine. If not, I've got lots of other readings on the channel. Check those out as well. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 3. Let's check out your card, what you chose here for the Gemini new moon. You have Take Time to Breathe Out, Disseminating Moon Energy. Okay, so, yep, I'm going to go in with the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. Oh, I feel this card. 5th house, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. And the bird here is like singing a song, but it looks like kind of exhaling, like breathing out a song almost. And you have this Take Time to Breathe Out card. So it's something about like taking a minute to just take a load off and maybe play, reconnect to your child, your inner child, your children, your creativity. I feel this card too. Sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. I feel like something, yeah, I do feel this card as well, so I'm going to take it. The yin energy, intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. They said one more. Okay, fine. Conjunction, a union merging and coming together. Okay. So there's something about this full moon, group number 3. There's something about this full moon that is kind of, it's a little bit of tension, but it's also really going to be rewarding. There's something about just needing to kind of relax. I'm really seeing that with the 5th house, the yin energy, take time to breathe out. Like a lot of this is talking about just being able to release some of that tension because it may have been building up for a while, and the potential for this reward and this flow and this coming together of things that you desire is going to happen when you can just relax, when you can kind of let go and allow things to flow a little bit more easily. So this is a good time to just, you know, play, have fun, pursue your hobbies, do something you love, do something you enjoy. I feel these 2 cards. That's going to really help things flow more smoothly, and I feel like it's going to help you to connect with people too, because the 5th house can also be about romance and connections, you know, either platonic or romantic, like I was saying. So it's like this union and merging and coming together with love at the forefront. We have Tippa Kentet. I don't know if I'm saying those right, but it's the predecessor of Kentet, Truth and Justice. Truth and Justice. We also have Strength with Horus, God of Kingship. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Group number 3, I feel like you've been battling. You've been battling something or someone or yourself. I don't know. You've been battling something. That's the energy I'm feeling. And this full moon is actually asking you to like take a step back from that and take a moment to just try to relax. I think because you've been on edge, you've been needing to defend yourself. You know, it's like being in some kind of a legal proceeding in court. You know, this doesn't have to be literal, but this is kind of what I'm seeing energetically. It's like being put on trial. It's very stressful. You're being accused. You have to defend. You know, you're constantly having to do so much, and you're on edge energetically. You're on edge, you know, physically. And I'm seeing here that this full moon is kind of like forcing you a little bit. I want to say like forcing you a little bit to relax and to let go. And that's, I think, where the tension and flow are kind of at odds, because there's that inner tension, but that flow is like, okay, just come on, let go, relax. Like it's time to just take a second, breathe out. Everything's going to be okay. But I think maybe it's kind of like it doesn't feel like this has been resolved yet, the tension and the need for strength to be in your masculine energy, which is the opposite of yin. It's like being in yang energy, where you're needing to protect and defend and act. And yin is like, no, we're safe now. We can just relax. We can just feel. We can just play and create and receive. So I think it's kind of like this energy of getting out of the masculine and into the feminine. Whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. We all have both polarities energetically. And it's that transition that I feel like is a little bit hard, because you maybe don't feel like it's safe, or maybe you feel like there's still a need to defend. But Spirit is really urging you, and the energy of this full moon is going to really help you, if you can embrace it, to just take a moment and relax and reconnect to your creativity. Reconnect to what feels rewarding to you. Trust your intuition. Have patience with this process, because the more receptive you can be, the greater things are going to merge together, and you're going to actually see things work out well for you. It's like there will be a successful outcome, because you won't be constantly in this resistance to what's naturally just happening. Okay. Yeah, let's get some tarot cards for you as well, group number 3. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you've been working so hard at something, and you've been putting in so much effort, and there's been this opposition of some kind. You know, that's what I'm getting here with the Strength card. Look at Horus just like, you know, duking it out with these people. And then in this card, we've got this person just doing their own thing, and there's these people who appear to be getting ready to attack from behind the back, which is like not cool, you know? But I feel like karma will be served. There's something about this full moon that is kind of like bringing karma back into balance. Justice will be served, and it's not really on your shoulders to set that into motion, group number 3. It's more about you just getting into your own sense of safety that is going to allow the universe to do what it needs to do in this situation. Yeah. 8 of Wands. Like I said, it's kind of out of your hands. It's out of your hands. It's like you've done everything that you can do. And does that mean that it's easy for you to just let go and relax right now? No, because you haven't really seen where the chips are going to fall. But there's nothing more you can do. And that's why this Gemini full moon is encouraging you to just take a step back and relax, settle in, and allow yourself to find a space of peace within, because it's going to help this progress to actually happen, and for those chips to hit the ground in your favor. Knight of Swords. I just heard the word pursue. I don't know why I'm getting legal action. It says pursue legal action. Maybe somebody pursued legal action against you, because I'm seeing the dagger in this person's hand, in the knight's hand, and it's really drawing my attention. Maybe somebody trying to control you, because what this reminds me of is the dagger from the show Once Upon a Time. That is like the only thing that can control the Dark One, because it's a piece of Excalibur. I don't know, that's such a random reference, but that's what I'm seeing. So it's like somebody trying to control you through some kind of legal action, either literal, through the justice system, or metaphysical, through like they're trying to exert their will onto you and disrupt the natural laws of karma to exert force on your life. So again, it's no wonder you felt like you had to be in defense mode. It's no wonder you felt like you had to protect yourself, because it's like you could sense these enemies kind of encroaching on you, or maybe more than sense them, it's maybe you saw them. Maybe you got this letter in the mail, or you've had these issues arising. But I feel like you're overcoming them. I just get that sense that you're going to overcome them, but you around this full moon, you might not know what the results are yet, but the more you can relax, the better those results are going to be. King of Coins. Yeah, I just heard you're going to prevail. You're going to prevail. So if you're like in a court case or something, you're going to be the winner. You're going to get some kind of financial outcome, like the person who took you to court has to pay you something. And I just heard the word alimony. So this could even be like a divorce proceeding. Could be, what is it called? Litigation for custody? I don't know much about the legal system, you guys. I really don't know much about the legal system. But there's something about like it going in your favor. You're going to be able to receive. You're being protected. Look at that. We've got that tortoise there with the big shell. So you're very much protected, and it's in that protected energy that you can relax. Yeah. They keep giving me the word rest. Yeah, you need to rest, group 3. And that's really what's going to help you. I do feel this card as well. The Devil. Yeah. See, not today, Satan. Like, that's kind of what I'm feeling. It's like somebody has been trying to influence the law of karma against you, and they are not going to succeed. Whether it's an energy, an entity, or a person, or like maybe even a conglomerate or a business or the government, whatever it is, they will not prevail, because when you are in your integrity, when you are in your truth, justice will always prevail, whether it's literal or metaphysical. The laws of the universe cannot be broken. Karma will out. You know, it's like the truth will out, I should say. But yeah, karma will bring the truth out. So yeah, I feel like I want to tell you, group number 3, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Have the strength to just create some safety for yourself now so that you can relax and try to release some of this tension, because the rewards are coming. The rewards are coming, and you're going to sigh an exhale of relief. You're going to be singing to the heavens with praise and passion for what you've been able to overcome here, and how things have really worked in your favor. Okay, so have patience and trust. Everything's going to be okay. All right, so that is the message I have for you for this Gemini full moon, group number 3. A little bit of a shorter reading today, so if you feel called to any of the other groups in this reading, feel free to check those out. And if not, I have lots of other readings on the channel, and we'll see you in those if you feel called. Love you guys. I'll see you then. Bye. All right, hi group number 4. Welcome to your Gemini full moon reading. So let's check out the card you chose. You have the waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. Okay, so something is picking up some speed around this full moon. Let's jump in with the Heavenly Bodies deck. Astrology deck feels appropriate for an astrology reading. Cancer, nurture, comfort, and protection. I don't know why, but when I read that word comfort, it almost came out as confront. Interesting. Let's see. Fire, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. I feel like you're having the courage to confront something. It could be a family issue that it's kind of like it comes to a head. Gemini is really about communication. And I've been seeing in the readings for this Gemini full moon that there's a little bit of tension in different ways for each of the readings, but I'm seeing it here in this context is kind of like you're needing to have the bravery to say something, like speak your truth, set a boundary, something like that, because the energy has gained momentum to such a point that it's like you kind of have to say something. You can't ignore it anymore. Like you can't beat around the bush anymore. And it's a self-protective thing that you need to do here. And it does take a little bit of that confidence to really step up and be the squeaky wheel in this situation, whether it's a family member or a work situation or a friend, whatever it happens to be. It's like you kind of just need to speak your truth. And that is what's going to help nurture and make sure that you're protected. But I think that there's a little bit of like self-doubt there. I don't know why I'm getting that. Yeah, let's pull this. There's 2 more they want. So we'll get those 2 and then we'll jump into some other decks. First house, individuality, self-image, and your approach to life is very much concerned with yourself. And I think it's, you know, having the courage to take care of yourself by setting these boundaries. That's what's really going to help. And it's going to create some kind of a breakthrough for you. I think that's another reason where the energy is gaining momentum. It's like by nurturing yourself in this way and standing up for yourself and setting those limits in place to help protect you, you're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself from some kind of trap, like the bird here flying out of the egg. It's a symbol for freedom, rebirth. And then we also have the birds here in this card. They were really attracting my attention before. So again, it feels like freedom. And you're able to gain momentum after that because your passion has been relit. You're more confident in yourself. We have fixed sign energy, stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. The signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, the hand, like talk to the hand. Yeah, you're setting a boundary. You are. You're saying stop to something or someone. And it's because that energy has been so persistent and it's almost been like dependent on you, or maybe you're so dependable and so loyal and so stable that a lot of people rely on you for things, or they keep asking you for things because you've said yes before, and it's like finally you need to say no. Group number 4. This is the Gemini moon where you need to communicate that because you need to take care of yourself too, right? Just because you're stable and dependent and loyal doesn't mean that you can't be those things to you as well. And I think that there's a point that sometimes lines get crossed and people don't always know that, right? Especially if we've given to them before in a certain way, they just kind of come to expect that. Not everybody, but some people do. Taker's gonna take, you know, and I feel like you're a giver. We've got that Cancer, very nurturing, loyal, protective energy. I do get the sense that you are a giver, group number 4, and so you have to be the one to set these boundaries because takers don't set boundaries. It's up to the giver to do that. So you can set that limit around this full moon. It's going to help. Let's get more information. What else does group 4 need to know about this Gemini full moon, Spirit? A writ, roll of papyrus, writing, or a person's legacy. You might be setting this boundary in writing, sending an email, a text, creating a draft. Like I feel like you are communicating through some kind of written word. It's not like it's directly in person, although it may be, but maybe you're not super comfortable with setting boundaries, so you like pre-write it, you like script it out for yourself so you have an idea of what you're going to say. It could help, right? Like if all else fails, that could help, right? So I feel like there's something about communication here. That's what Gemini is all about, communication, and writing is definitely a big part of that. Osiris, god of the afterlife and fertility, resurrection. This came up in one of the other readings. I can't remember which one. So if you feel called to other readings here, I would check them out. And one more here we have Temat Keret, lower wing, death and endings. Yeah, I do feel for you, group 4, that this is the death or an ending of something. It doesn't have to be the ending of a relationship necessarily, but it's kind of like something has gotten to a point where it can't go any further. Like it's reached its breaking point, and you do have to do something or say something about that. And it could be a death or an ending of the old way of being a little bit of a doormat or lacking these boundaries, and you're going through the death and then rebirth, because resurrection is like rebirth. So this is the legacy that you're leaving behind, really, or that you're building, I should say, not even leaving behind. Like this is the legacy that you are building right now, group number 4, is the very confident and self-nurturing version of you that is brave enough to stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself, and set limits when you need to. When you need to, okay? And I feel like wants and needs are important for me to mention here in this reading. I feel like you are sacrificing your needs for other people's wants. That is not a fair exchange, because needs are needs. They're not wants, they're needs. And so this is where the limit needs to be set. That's why this is kind of like, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's a breaking point. Something needs to shift and change. Something needs to end, because it cannot go on that way, because it's not fair. So I really feel that you having the confidence and the self-image and the approach, this new approach of, I'm going to take care of myself. I deserve to take care of myself. I need to set this limit, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to voice it, no matter what that takes, no matter how uncomfortable that feels, or how guilty I feel, or how guilty this other person makes me feel even. It's like, it needs to happen, so it's going to happen. And I really see you being persistent with that, and it's going to help. It's going to help a lot. Group number 4. Let's get a couple tarot cards for you as well. For the Gemini Full Moon, group 4. What else is going on here? What do they need to know? Strength. Yeah, you have to have the strength to be able to do this. It's just going to take some courage. It's going to take some bravery. But you're going to untangle yourself from this web of overgiving, overproducing, overdoing. You've been doing too much, group number 4, like way too much. And your needs have not been met. Like, you've been starving while you've been feeding other people. And that's not fair. That's not okay. Yeah, the example they're showing me in my mind, this is obviously super exaggerated, but to get the point across, what they're showing me is an emaciated person, skin and bones, shoveling food into already fat people's mouths. And it's like, you're giving up your food. It's not even like you're doing them a service. You're giving up your own food, which you desperately need to feed these people who already have way too much. And it's not fair. Like, I'm getting upset even just doing this reading, because I'm tapping into the energy, and it's like, I can see it is not freaking fair. And if that's what you needed to hear today, to give you the confidence and the courage to set this boundary and to voice this limit, then thank God that you were drawn to this reading, because you deserve what you are giving to others, and giving them more is not going to signal to them to give back. Like, doubling down on your giving is not going to show people that you need something too. You have to voice it. You have to say it. This is the time for communication, and to be very blunt and point blank. You can do it in a way that feels good for you, but I would be very sort of point blank about it, because takers will find a way. They will find a loophole. They will use your emotions against you. And as a caring, nurturing person as you are, they will try to manipulate and guilt you into continuing to give and feed those wants that they have. That's why you have to be really persistent about this and say a very firm no, and enforce that no. Because saying it is not enough sometimes. We have to actually do it. We have to back it up with consequences and actions, or remove ourselves from the equation. That's why I think there's a death happening here. There's an ending. It's not a death, like a literal death. It's an ending. It's an ending of the old sort of passive you. And you're stepping into your confidence as a more self-directed and self-led autonomous person, where you're not fostering this dependency upon you from other people, because you're finally choosing you. Hashtag selfish era, but like in the best possible way, because my God, do you deserve it, group number 4. Like, you need to do this. Please, for the love of God, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, set these boundaries, because that's the only way you're going to take care of yourself. 5 of Cups. You've got to grieve what needs to end, because sometimes there are relationships that are toxic and dysfunctional that just take, but we might feel attached to them. We might even love these people, but they are destroying you. Like, I know that this is dramatic, but that's what I'm getting, group number 4, and I can't sugarcoat it. Like, I have to speak the truth. It is my job, literally. And it feels very much to me like you can't keep going like this. It is killing you, and you have to change something. And you will have to grieve for the loss of this old version of you. You will have to grieve for the loss of the types of relationship dynamics you've had. Maybe you'll have to leave a job. Maybe you'll have to leave a relationship. I don't know, but it feels like it's going to really challenge you because it will evoke some of that grief. Yeah. But you will be resurrected as a more powerful version of you. You will be safe and fed, and your needs will be met, and you will be valued appropriately, because that's really what I'm getting here, group number 4. You have not been valued appropriately. You have been giving like gold and getting nothing in return. It's just not fair. It's not fair. The energy has gained momentum to help free you from that, okay? 6 of Cups. Your needs are important too. You deserve to drink too. You deserve to get fed, whatever that means for you. You know, like you need that too. 9 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. This is what I'm saying. Like, you deserve to live in luxury too. You don't deserve to keep sacrificing and giving and leaving yourself at the end of your rope, burning the wick at both ends. Like, no, group number 4. No, snap out of it. If I could slap you in the face right now, I would lovingly do that, because you need to wake up. Like, this is not okay. This is not okay. And if I'm the person who has to like shake you by the shoulders and get you to listen, then I'm going to do that, because that's my job. That's what I'm here to do. I love you and I care about you, and I want you to have your needs met. I want you to live a life that is fair, where you are nurtured. But the only way you're going to do that is if you stand up for yourself. Okay? Whew, yeah, I got like goosebumps, you guys. I'm passionate. I love you guys. I want you to live a good life. You deserve that. All right, so that is what I see for you, group number 4. A bit of an intense reading. Yeah, but I love you guys and I care about you, and it needed to be said, apparently. And if you were drawn to this reading, you needed to hear it, okay? Even if it was triggering. Don't come for me in the comments. I love you guys, okay? This is for your highest good. Take it as it resonates. Use your discernment. Yeah, I trust you guys. I will leave this in your capable hands. All right, thank you so much for being here. A little bit of a shorter reading. If you felt called to any of the other readings in this, or any of the other groups in this reading, feel free to check those out. Or if not, I have lots of other pick a card readings on my channel. We'll see you there. Love you guys. Bye.